26. Seriously, why have I swapped from 24 inch to 26 inch? There's a few reasons, but I reckon the best way to do this is to get that bike out in the street. You guys have been patient, you've been asking for it, some riding clips, so let's get out riding and I'll try and explain for you. So here I am, out and about. What I think I'll do today is go to some spots that I know I can do on the arcade and see what it's like on the 26-inch wheels. So we have come to this spot. It's been in a few vlogs, not that often though, but I reckon backwheeling that's normally something I can do in the arcade fairly okay. Gonna see what it's like on a Hex, and then we'll move on, go to some different spots and essentially do the same thing. What's it like for gaps, what's it like for side ops, and also what's it like for spins, because yeah, that's one of the disadvantages of the bigger wheels. Longer chainstays, it's not as easy to spin. So yeah, let's find out what it is good for. Bad thing with filming in December is, even though it's not raining, the floor is still soaking wet, and this thing's made out of metal. This is where going for a stickier rear tyre should come in handy, so fingers crossed I don't fall on my arse. Took me a while to get out with no hops, but pretty happy with that. A few people have been asking me, what is this rear tyre like? And it's actually for stuff like that, where it is wet metal and horrible, absolutely amazing. The super tacky compound, I have so much confidence on that. The downside is, it is a lot slower. Not massively slower, but noticeably slower. So it's all a compromise. What do you want? More grip or faster speeds? So I'll leave that up to you. Oh, and by the way, if it does look like the sky saturation has been leveled up, I haven't actually touched that. The sky is honestly that blue. Pretty cool. Oh, and by the way, this run up is flipping awful. I had to go down a curb, up a curb, short run up, no pedal strokes allowed on the pavement, so yeah, happy with that. Fancied a wee nibble here, but we've got cars over here. Yeah, let's try something anyway. Tire taps are scary on any bike, but a new bike that's potentially harder to spin, now that's scary. Now this may be controversial, but I'm actually finding this easier to tyre tap over this. I know I haven't actually made it yet, but so far that's way better than my second, was that third attempt in a would-be in my arcade, so yeah, I'm surprised. I found that easier on this than I did the arcade, despite the smaller wheels and ease of manoeuvrability because of short chainstays and yada yada yada. This bike in theory should be harder to do that, but that was easier. What? Now, I reckon it could be a few things. I reckon it could be this bike is lighter because it's aluminium, got lighter tyres on it. I've got the Industry 9 hub, which is quite a bit lighter as well. So that's one reason. Maybe I'm just more confident because my tyre's grippier. So maybe that's reason 2. Reason 3, possibly because I'm on a bigger bike, it makes that rail seem smaller. Who knows, maybe. Reason 4, I actually reckon this is probably the biggest reason, that 26-inch wheels, you have a larger surface area which you can get away with landing on. So potentially when I'm doing the spin, I'm not having to aim for quite as small as area as I am with the smaller wheels. So I can get away with just being a bit sloppy. I don't know, but I reckon it's either one of those reasons, two, or maybe all of those reasons combined, but that is surprisingly easier than I thought it was going to be. For context, when I made my slow motion video, I went and did this on the arcade. That took me maybe about 100 attempts, and I crashed a few times and it generally scared the hell out of me. All in, I reckon that took me about 20 goes to get that, so hex, yes, it's awesome. Just need to think of where to go to next. The main bad thing about winter is how short the days are. It's literally midday now. Not sure you can see how long the shadows are. It's going to get dark in literally just a couple of hours or 3 hours or so. So I need to think fast. Next spot, the trusty back tyre wall, which is always a challenge. I can normally get up it on my arcade after a few attempts. It's a pretty good day if I get it first try. That metal box back there, I don't think that's a good enough test, so I'm going to try this on the hex and see how it goes. If I get this first try, I'll be very surprised. First try. Right, maybe that was a fluke. Let's try again. Take two. Thought I could save that. Denied. So maybe it was a fluke. Take three. Literally scraped up that dent. That was only pulled because that grippy back tyre. So that's cheating. God, let's get this properly again. Right, so there we go, that's a bit of a test. Not too surprising, not for me anyway. The hex does back wheel easier or higher, both, whatever, than the arcade. And I reckon that's just because 26-inch wheels, they lift you up the floor, they effectively make walls a little bit smaller. And I think with the longer bike, the longer chainstays, as soon as you start to bunny hop, because the chainstays are longer, you're higher off the floor, and there might even be a bit more leverage, so you can get a bit more power down. But either way, it's not too surprising to me that this back wheel's better than a smaller bike. One thing I have been finding a little bit tricky is up to front. I think I'm just so used to the wheel size of the front wheel, knowing where to aim it with the bigger wheel. In theory it should be easier because you've got a bigger area to aim for, but I'm finding it just a little bit tricky getting used to the whole thing. So I'm going to try up to front on this wall and see how it goes. Now normally this will take me quite a lot of tries on the arcade, so let's see how we get on today. Literally first try, the best I've ever got it. Maybe I'm not struggling in them. I'm liking the hex. I'm liking it very much. Right, there's one move which I could not do on my arcade unless it was a sloped wall. Now I've got here a fairly small wall, but I'm going to try something on this which I can only do on this bike. Prepare to be majorly underwhelmed, but hopefully it'll look pretty cool. Right, so this wall isn't that high to bunny up, but do you guys know TGS? It's a term myself and Yolo came up with years ago after being on a ride and watching a few riders only doing taps, gaps and side ops. The only thing is, no one ever does taps these days. Well, I'm going to change that. I'm going to try tapping my front wheel against the wall and then, well, not quite like that, but ending up on the back wheel. And this is actually a bit of a phone breaker, so I'm going to take my phone out of my pocket, otherwise I'm going to smash it. Let's do this. As listed. Back wheel at first. That's just a test. Here we go. So weird. Actually, this sun, honestly, you'd think nice sunny weather would be brilliant for filming. It's a pain in the arse. Alright, let's try it from this side to be able to actually see something this time. Whereabouts. reckon it's worth getting a GoPro slow-mo of that to see how much my forks flex. Only thing with doing taps like that is absolutely wreck your legs on your handlebars. That's why I take my phone out of my pocket, because that is a phone smasher. Oof, but it's pretty fun though. Don't really know why you would do a tap over a bunny up on that, but I don't know, maybe you're going for a manual, you can tap, it's a bit more controlled. Who knows? It's another move, it's another option. You can never have too many options to get up a wall. Speaking of options, this one is also quite a good side up. Like, I can do it on my arcade, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but I can usually get up it like most tries. One thing I can't do is side up it to back wheel. So to continue the TGS theme, I'm gonna try a side up. My most hated of moves. So let's see if the hex makes it any more fun. My chain stays. Seriously, I don't know how people can find side ups so fun. It's like maximum effort for least reward. Like 2 millimeters over bar height. Seriously, I don't know what you TGS guys see in side ups, like the least fun thing ever. I said I was going to try and do it to back wheel, so yay, let's try that. And then go and find something fun. Okay, so it turns out side ups to back wheel are actually easier than side ups to both wheels. That is weird. Right, let's go find something else. I think, seeing though I'm on the TGS roll, I haven't done the G yet. Gaps, and I know there's some around here, so let's go find those. Meow. If you guys have been watching my Facebook and Instagram posts, you may recognise this gap. This is one that I've wanted to do on the arcade pretty much for the last 4 years I've been living here, but I've never even tried it. It's one of these gaps where it was like 3 inches bigger than I know I could get, and I hate doing gaps and landing on my bash guard. Hex gaps better than the arcade, or the hex gaps better than 24-inch arcade. It just gaps pretty well. Oh, and a lot of you have quite rightly pointed out that I have not put a weight of this bike in the description of the bike check video, and the reason for that is I lost my scales, or someone took my scales, or I left them in another country, most likely. So apologies for that. I have ordered a set of scales, and they may even have been delivered while I'm out filming this, so keep an eye out. I will either post that on my social media, or I will definitely go back and put it in the description of that video. So if you do want to know the weight of this bike, yeah, it'll be up soon. So yeah, I'm curious to know myself. I reckon it's pretty light. See, now we're talking about taps and bunny taps earlier. This is one which I tried on the arcade and I couldn't do. I think just the steep head angle, small wheels, it just makes it super scary, and you've got to get the timing so tight to do any kind of tap on it. Now, this was already at an angle before I came here, so don't worry, I haven't bent this, and I'm going to try it on the hex. Hopefully, I won't just go straight over the bars. I always say hopefully, don't I? I say it far too much. That goes so much nicer on the 26-inch, it's laughable. But honestly, that is the scariest thing ever on the 24 on the arcade. Like, it's absolutely fine with this bike, it's even fun. I love hexing it up, it's brilliant. Again, if you've been watching my social media, you may recognise this gap. This is one that I never even considered trying on the arcade. but as some of you may have seen, I have done it on this bike, so let's just get it officially in the vlog, and yeah, just another proof that either I'm riding really well or this bike gaps really well, one or the other, actually, or both, you know. Social media. Really? It's quite close. Yo! I'm absolutely stoked to get that first try. I know the TGS riders will be able to gap quite a bit further than that, but if you're riding a street bike that still bunny hops and spins to do this gap, I mean, how big is this? 8 foot-ish? Just under 8 foot. So happy enough with that. Yeah, stoked. So that's quite a lot of TGS stuff done. How does this bike handle the spins and the foot jam whips? Let's find out. Seriously, I'm like doing everything either better or way fewer tries than normal. I'm literally like the worst person ever at foot jam whip, so that was literally second try, absolutely stomped one. What is going on? This bike's awesome. Again, first try. What? Right, next. Glasgow is like the noisiest place in the world. I need to mic myself up or something. Anyway, that just confirms what I've said before and what I feel. Bigger wheels hook better than smaller wheels. Again, I don't really know why. It just seems to round out the edge. It just rolls up nicer. So it's good fun. Good fun. There's one thing I've always wanted to do but never ever managed it, and that is a hook to front hops. Feeling lucky. Let's give this a try. Hell yeah! Another another alley first. I'm pretty sure people have done that before, but I have not until now. Happy as Ken, whoever Ken is. Cool, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It's actually been a couple of days since I filmed all that, because I was kind of hoping my scales would arrive in the post and I'll be able to give you all the weight of the bike, but I don't know what post they're using. It's really slow and they've not turned up. So the vlog needs to be out tomorrow, so I'm just gonna have to wrap it up. I'm gonna keep this pretty quick because the vlog is quite long. The Hex is actually way better than I thought it was gonna be. I know I pestered Inspired for ages to get this bike. I'm so glad I did. Seriously, this is the best bike I've ever ridden. And that's saying something because the arcade is amazing. I love the arcade, but with my mountain bike background, my competition trials background has always been 26-inch. And now that I'm realizing, you know what, I can't really do the BMX stuff as good as I want or as good as I thought I might be able to on a more BMX-y bike, I'm more than happy to go back to 26-inch and yeah, it's just been a surprise at how good it feels. So far I'm enjoying the spec of the bike. The only thing I do want to try is a faster tyre on the back, just to give that a try. At the minute I'm finding manuals a little bit weird because it does slow down quite a bit. But on the other hand, I do really like how grippy this one is, especially on that ride in this video. Riding on some fairly wet metal things, it just hasn't slipped. So it's a bit of a tricky decision to make on that one. But other than the slowness of the tyre, everything is working absolutely perfectly on this bike. And hopefully I'll be able to get the weight known soon. So here's an excuse to go and subscribe to my social media, because as soon as I know the weight of this bike, it'll be straight up on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, go subscribe. The link is down here somewhere. And as usual, I'd absolutely love it if you were to subscribe to this channel, like and share the videos, comment, and I will continue to do weekly videos every Friday. The Hex full build will be available soon, so yeah, do me a favor, go out and buy one. Go and show your interest to your local Inspired dealers and prove me right for asking Inspired to go and make these bikes. But until next week, go out, be fluent, ride your bikes, have fun, the usual, you know the score, and I will catch you next time. See you later everyone, bye bye.